As humanity began this life alone, as the population increased, and interhuman regions formed, the transportation of goods became difficult, and they were able to acquire goods that they did not have by exchanging goods. Due to the increasing population, and the difficulty of achieving real value in the exchange of goods with the growing trade, the need was born and coins came to life thanks to the Lydians. Over time, coins became inadequate within the developing trade, and growing administrations. Due to reasons such as difficulty in carrying and depreciation, the transition to paper money has begun, which will have features such as less depreciation than a coin. But because paper money is controlled by states, and its depreciation can be easily manipulated, it has created another need. The world has rapidly entered the age of technology, and banks have taken rapid steps in the era of digitalization. This digitalization led to the birth of blockchain technology. Here are the steps of digitalization in the historical development of money. In 1861, the Western Union established a telephone line that circulated all of America. The process, which slowed down for a while as a result of sabotage by Native American tribes, then accelerated. In 1871, the first transfer of funds was made via telegraph, and this is how the concept of electronic money was born. The originator of the credit card's ancestor is Frank McNamara, president of Hamilton Credit Corporation. One day, when he goes out to dinner with his friends, when he realizes that he doesn't have money, he decides to design a card that can replace the money. On the back of a thick cardboard credit card called the Diners Club card was the name of 14 restaurants in New York, and the annual fee was $3. As we know it, the first credit cards were issued by Bank of America in 1958. The bank managed to spread the use by sending a plastic card to every customer in Fresno, California, without being requested. The first ATM bears the signature of Scottish inventor John Shepherd Barron. Shepherd Barron, who founded the world's first ATM in Enfield, North London, in 1967 for a bank called Barclays, took his inspiration from chocolate vending machines. Since plastic cards were not in use at the time, the first ATM was working with checks that used a radioactive substance called carbon-14, giving a maximum of 10 pounds at a time. The expanding ATM network paved the way for the spread of debit cards. In 1983, Bank of Scotland began offering its customers a service called HomeLink. With this service, customers wire transfer money, and pay bills using telephone and television sets. The early 1990s were the period when banks and similar companies hoped to gain customer loyalty by opening up to the Internet. But the process was more difficult than expected. Bank of America has found 2 million customers Internet users in 10 years. Mobil Oil Corp rolled out its electronic payment label, SpeedPass, in 1997, which provides contactless payment at the fuel pump. In 2005, retailers that did not switch to chip and PIN use began to be held accountable for fraud transactions. Consumers are now entering a 4-digit password instead of a signature. Retailers struggled to make the change, because at that time 4 out of every 10 cards were not chip and PIN compatible. The definition of virtual money by the European Central Bank is, digital money that has no regulation is usually controlled by the people who develop it, and is accepted and used by a certain virtual society, is stated as. The structure of virtual currencies is decentralized, anonymous, they can be traded quickly, and their costs are minimal. Activation of accounts is the minimum cost financial transactions provided. The lack of a healthy legal infrastructure of virtual currencies is a significant shortcoming. In addition, there are a number of confidentiality within the system. For example, the position of the parties cannot be determined, and sanctions cannot be imposed. As a result of the spread of paper coins in trade, illegal events such as imitation have increased. In order to avoid this, states have started to use different production techniques in the printing of money. Developments in the computer and communication sector have enabled the use of different currencies instead of paper money. In 2009, Bitcoin, the first cryptocurrency to take its name from the merger of the words bit and coin, became available. It was released by Satoshi Nakamoto, a Japanese programmer. Because it is created in encrypted form, this money, which is called cryptocurrency, can only be bought and sold through a password. Cryptocurrencies are an important alternative for people who do not want to be controlled and manipulated by central banks, who are not in demand for classic payment methods. Bitcoin is built on a protocol called blockchain that will not be shut down or banned by another institution or organization that is completely controlled by ordinary people. This chain works entirely by connecting users to each other. All kinds of transactions are recorded in interlocking blocks, and the wet unsigned but secure transfer of an asset is carried out. Since all records are available to all members in blockchains, any changes, falsifications, or the possibility of a cyber attack being successful is eliminated. It has no specific center. Even if there is a problem with someone's computer or connection on the network, other users continue the necessary operations. As such, bitcoins cannot be controlled by any institution, but some uncertainty about the cryptocurrency does attract attention. These uncertainties also make it difficult to make long-term decisions about it. Despite this, the fact that it has reached large trading volumes in the financial market in a short time also attracts people's attention and interest. Bitcoin can be used today for many purchases, including hotel reservations, books and airline tickets. There are 21 million bitcoins in the system, and this number is constant. Because states do not have control, they cannot produce cryptocurrencies. They cannot touch cryptocurrencies in the hands of others, they cannot change the amount of cryptocurrencies in circulation, and follow monetary policy. Currently, there are many cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin. These currencies operate independently of any central authority, by encrypted and unknown methods. Approach is that there is no obligation to be printed by the state in the acceptance of an object as money, and that public acceptance and use are important are expressed by today's economists. In addition, the existence of cryptocurrencies put into circulation by the states of Russia and Venezuela shows that the ground of legitimacy can be captured, by eliminating uncertainties in the context of not being guaranteed by a state or a trusted authority. Bitcoin usage is increasing day by day. Banks and businesses are showing interest in blockchain technology, the technology that underpins Bitcoin. The reason for this interest can be positive or negative, because some see this technology as an opportunity, while others see it as a threat. As seen, the only constant is change itself. During the historical journey that began with the barter system, coins appeared, and then paper coins were used. When we think about what people feel, and think when money changes, who has opposed these coins, today's conditions can come to our mind. In more than 10 years, bitcoins have entered the market, but as time has passed, they have become more accepted among people. Especially when it rises, the profit it provides to people is of great interest. Maybe the future is Bitcoin, maybe something else, but the age of paper money is about to close. I think we're witnessing history in the age of money right now. Obviously, 2,000 years from now, people will be talking about the Bitcoin era being very profitable. Subscribe to the channel to follow the studies, in which we reveal clear information, as a result of detailed research.